live. And we're live. Welcome. I'm Frank Monday. This is the Live Drive Archive. Live on the fly. 6:30 a.m. Doing pretty good for time today. Hey, look, someone's chiming in from Happy Land. What's happening out in Happy Land? It's a great crowd out there tonight. Wow. Lots of folks chiming in. We appreciate the support. If you have not subbed the channel yet, you need to get over there and hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button, the opposable thumbs. It's curious, do primates have an opposable thumb as well? Seems like they do. Seems like that's what defines a primate, is an opposable thumb. What about other folks' thumbs? I guess it falls in line, right, with the thumb. I need to go back to biology class. Folks act as if science makes the reality when it's an afterthought. It's just a form of record keeping, a form of drawing pictures and trying to come up with clever explanations. And then they insist that those explanations are the absolute truth when they've got nothing to do with the subtle truth, because the subtle truth cannot be rendered into speech. And so, sure, you got a clever explanation. And for man-made industry, I guess you could say that it's, 90% accurate, but nothing is unfailingly accurate, because it just isn't. I hope you all are doing well. We're going to go deep on this episode of the Live Drive Jive. We are going to discuss the 3 great errors in Beijing society in the last decade. The 3 great errors, or I consider them errors because they created so much more filth than they did benefit. And I'll tell you what I mean. Not only did they create an excessive amount of trash, like I said, our rubbish went up like 10 times in the past 10 years. I guess that's why all of our real estate prices went up 100 times too. Because if you want to buy into this shit show, just reload the video, just close it, click out of the video, and then reload it, and the sound will come on. I've noticed that it works that way on my phone too. Yeah, so do that and you'll get sound back on, but the sound is fine. I checked the video the other day that you had mentioned there was a problem with the sound, and it turned out to be fine. It's funny that everyone's having sound trouble these days. Dr. Joseph Farrell had uploaded a 25-minute video or something where he's chatting and he's giving the news and views for the Giza Death Star website, and it was a silent video. And so I scrolled down to see if it was just me having a problem, and like 10 or 15 people had already mentioned it. And so I said, yeah, no problem, I can read lips, so not a big problem for me. But what's going on up here? More industrial trucks than usual today. The 3 great tragedies of Beijing and their trash production. Number 1 was Taobao, the Chinese eBay. And not only did that one create just untold amounts of packaging rubbish, it also set the stage for that mentality of ordering everything online. And it created an entire industry of delivery workers who are, doing the Grubhub, Uber cab style, just wage slaves. chasing the idea that they could make money. I mean, it has such a negative psychological impact on society, but it made those cats over at Alibaba and the delivery companies, it made them a bunch of money. So, you know, it's a part of the economic engine. Who cares if it has negative psychological impact on women? Went from spending, you know, maybe 2 or 3 hours a day looking at Taobao to constantly on it. You know, my wife, she used to occasionally jump on there, you know, well, you don't know, let me tell you, but she would jump on there maybe once or twice a week and order something she was interested in that she couldn't find locally. Now she does 90% of her shopping online, and it all accumulates an excessive amount of rubbish compared to what it used to. Compared to, you know, walking down to the shop. Additionally, it makes it so that she has greater convenience in wasting money and buying more than she needs. Because before, she'd have to get her ass off the, you know, get her ass off the sofa and go for a walk. And then carry that stuff back herself, which limited, and across the board, it limited everyone's ability to be excessive consumers. So then it also fueled an industry of, like I said, you know, delivery boys who are guys in their 40s struggling to survive and thinking they're going to make a little extra money, you know, as like a side gig or something. And wow, what a nightmare. So if I did research on the negative impact of that industry on society, I could come up with a dozen points. Same with the rental bikes. I could come up with easily 3 or 4 points right off the top of my head, but if I did research into it, the negativity, the negative factor far outweighs any benefit. But that doesn't matter because someone's making money. And that's all that matters. Is that one CEO dude up at the top, you know, bought his 4th or 5th girlfriend a new Porsche Cayenne. And that's fucking important. And the third one is the Rona, the Coovies, as I like to call it. The Wuhan virus. Compliments of Dr. Fauci's gain-of-function research in weaponizing coronaviruses and releasing that shit into the public. So the response there is those little face diapers, the feeder bag. Even a small amount of research into that would tell you, number one, it's not a good preventative measure, but the amount of rubbish that it created and its negative impact on the ecosystems of those little face diapers just winding up everywhere. So those are the 3 big fuck ups as far as government's negative influence in the economy, and just the fact that they can't seem to do anything right. They can do everything wrong. They can create all the problems that lead to these unnecessary solutions, and then they can, it seems like they probably come up with their solutions first, and they're like, hey, we got all this shit we want to do, let's come up with a problem and implement it so that we can do these other things. Dark Journalist calls it piggybacking different ops on top of other ops. But anyway, that's just from a layman's perspective. I'm one guy with a phone and a computer, so I don't have experts in the industry researching the negative impacts of these things, but it's common sense. It doesn't take a fucking genius to see the kind of trouble they create. But I have arrived at the yard, so I will cut this one here. Hopefully it's not too long. I can still download it. Don't forget all of the, what is it called? The rigmarole. All the BS you need to do to keep me a channel and keep me in business. And y'all good looking, happy people, stay sexy out there in happy land. As above, as within, to know, to dare, and 再见 for now.